This is Unit 2 test on the chapter Rates of Change for the course Advanced Functions, MHF 4U. Now here are a few questions which I have compiled from previous test papers. And I think that if you go through these questions and prepare yourself for the test, you should be doing very well. Here is question number 1. Now this question number 1 was actually question number 1 in one of the test papers, and it's like not that easy, right? So when you strike such a question in the very beginning of your test paper, it could be hard going forward. But well, I'm not discouraging you, but in case you get stuck in question number 1, then don't really get stuck, okay? Move on. At times it's better to move on if you are finding it difficult. The later questions may be much simpler, okay? You should allocate time to every question. Let us say there are 10 questions to be done in an hour's time, then don't spend more than 5 minutes on any question. If it is taking more than that time, it's better to leave and move on, okay? So I'm not discouraging you, I'm just giving you a word of caution, and manage your time in the examination hall. That will help you a lot. Here's question number 1. A student is walking in a straight line in front of a motion sensor. The sensor begins collecting data when student is 6 meters away. The student walks towards the sensor for 4 seconds at a rate of 1 meters per second. Then she walks away from the sensor for 8 seconds at a rate of 0.5 meters per second. Which of the given points are on the graph of the distance versus time graph for this walk? And we are given 4 choices. So look at the problem, read it once again, try to make a sketch, and then figure out which are the points, which is the point which could be on your graph, okay? And then move on to question number 2. Okay, as a rule, you should try the questions yourself, stop the video, and once you are done, then continue the video and see or check your answer, okay? Now here is how I'm going to solve it. So I'll prefer, after reading the question, to sketch a kind rough sketch. You know, we don't have time to do a very good sketch or exact graph, but we can always do some rough sketch, right? So it says a sensor begins collecting data when student is 6 meters away. So at time 0, the student is 6 meters away. So let's just say this is 2 and this is 4 and this is 6, okay? So that is our starting point, correct? So let me put this as our starting point, 6 meters away. The student walks towards the sensor for 4 seconds. So again, let's have this like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. So we say the student walks towards the sensor. If he walks towards the sensor, then the distance will decrease, right? So for 4 seconds, so this was time 0, and for 2, and this is 4 seconds. For 4 seconds, right? So somewhere here, at a rate of 1 meters per second. So in 4 seconds, distance covered will be 4 meters. So basically walks like this and 4 meters less, right? So we were at 6, and when you go down by 4 meters and took so much time, this is the position of the student. Is that okay? So student covered 4 meters in 4 seconds. Do you see? Go like this, 4 meters in 4 seconds. You come to the next point, and we can join them. Correct. Then she walks away from the sensor for 8 seconds at a rate of 0.5 meters per second. So the time is plus 8. So we'll plus 8 here, and we get 12, right? So 4, and we can 2, 4, 6, 8. So plus 8, and this is 12. Is it okay? So this is now our point of interest. And now what happens here? She walks away from sensor for 8 seconds at a rate of 0.5 meters per second. So in 8 seconds at the rate of 0.5 meters per second, how much distance? 0.5 times 8, which is 4 meters. So the student covers 4 meters. in this much of time. So this is at 2, right? We covered 4 and then 4 back. That means, okay, so we are at 6 again, right? So the student reaches this point, which is at 6, right? Here it is. So that's our graph. Now we can read the point. 6, 0. That is a mistake if you check this out. This point is 0, 6. And that's what I saw. Most of the students, without really going through the problem, check this out. 6, 0. Well, the initial time, t, was 0. And this is the distance in meters, okay? And that is time in seconds, correct? So you should have actually thought this should not be a choice at all, right? It is 0, 6. This point is 0, 6, okay? Now you can, because we have a graph, 4, 2 is not there with us, 12 and 6 is there, which is the right choice. Do you see that? If you kind of make a sketch, then it becomes simpler, right? It is a 2-mark knowledge question. So give that much of time to it, and I think you can always solve it in less than 5 minutes. Okay? And now get ready for the other questions. Thank you.